Hi, I'm JJ Barnes and you're watching another episode of Creative Writing for Kids. So I've been told before I start that a lot of grown-ups are watching these videos too and finding them really helpful, which is awesome. And it really goes to show you, I think, that writing and stories and all of the things to do with imagination and storycraft are universal. And yes, these videos, I am making these specifically for children, but the advice that I'm giving is genuinely, it is universal and it can be applied to any age group, any kind of story you're writing. So welcome, grown-ups who are also hopefully benefiting from what I'm doing here. If you are a grown-up and you do want to go deeper into any of these pieces of advice I'm giving, then check out the rest of this channel because there's a whole series of videos designed for grown-ups covering the same subjects I'm doing here, but in much more depth, using adult stories for examples, and just exploring these in a longer and more detailed way. So if these bite-sized chunks I'm doing for kids now are interesting you and helping you, that might help you more to develop it further. But now I'm going back to what's for kids. So today I'm going to be talking to you about writer's block. Now, I have watched people on YouTube telling you that writer's block isn't real, and that's fine, that's their opinion, and they're allowed to think that and say that and deal with whatever they call it in their own way. But for me, writer's block is real, and all it means is you're a bit stuck. And you don't really know how to keep going with your story. You want to, but you can't thread that needle that gets your story from where you're stuck to the end. So I have techniques I use for dealing with writer's block that hopefully will help you. So if you are writing your story and you've just got a little bit stuck with it and you don't know where to go, hopefully I can help get you back on track and get you finishing that story so that you can feel that sense of accomplishment that we all love when we've got to the end. So one of the first causes I find of writer's block is if I've got off track. And by that I mean I've started my story knowing what my character wants, why they don't have it, what's stopping them getting it, and how they're going to try and get it. And that's the basis for your story. They want something, they want to go get it, and something's in their way. But you can go off on a side plot. And by a side plot, I mean you start exploring down a different avenue. And it's interesting, and you're like, oh, I wonder if this would happen, or if they said this, or they did that, or they went there. But then when you've got them there, and you've done that little side adventure, however interesting it was at the beginning, you're now stuck there. And you're like, oh, I don't really know what to do now because that side adventure's done and I'm kind of stuck. My story's not going anywhere now. What you need to do is go back, look through your story. The last place in that story where your character was actively going after what they want. So they were doing something or chasing a lead or speaking to somebody, trying to get the thing they want and dealing with the fact that something's in their way. Go back to there and look at it. Now, if your side plot can be steered back by refocusing your mind on what that character wants, then that's great and you can leave it in and you can just, steer yourself back onto the path. But if you realise that that whole side adventure just a bit of a sticky spot where it doesn't really help and you can't steer it back and you've taken yourself off track and they're no longer going after what they want and they aren't on your story anymore, you might need to just delete the side plot and start again from where you were. Because that way you can start again from that same spot with the focus in mind of what it is your character wants. Because once you focus your mind on that and keep sending them after it, it's harder to get stuck because they're doing it, they're following their story, and that's what you're there for. You're writing that story and you're following them on that journey. So if they're following that path, you just write it. And it's much easier and it's a lot harder to get stuck. Another thing you might find if you have writer's block, and it's okay, is that you're pushing yourself too much. And I know that, I'm talking about homeschooling stuff here. We're meant to be working really hard and trying really hard and pushing ourselves to learn, but we all need a break. And you get a lot of your creativity and your ideas from experiencing other people's. And that means reading stories yourself, what other people have written, watching films, playing games, watching TV shows. And if you think of your creativity as like a water jug, as you write your story, you're pouring your creativity out, and onto your flower bed to grow your flowers of your story, which is fantastic, and keep doing it. But your water jug will get empty, and you won't be able to go anywhere because you're done and you're sapped out. You've got nothing left to give, and that's okay. So what you need to do then is refill your jug, and that is by absorbing other people's creativity. So let yourself listen to music and play games and watch films, and let other people's art, other people's creativity fill you and give you that, because then your jug will start to refill, and then you can start pouring again and start going back to your own creativity. But if you just push and push and push and push and push until you've got nothing left to give, and you're just so tired, you'll get sick of your story because you're trying to force yourself to do something you just can't do, and you won't enjoy it, and you won't be able to do it very well because you're just forcing yourself to get through it. And that's not why we write. We write stories because we love stories, and if you stop loving your story, there's no point writing it. So that is 2 pieces of ways I say you can deal with the very real problem of writer's block, where you get stuck and you can't move forwards. I might bring more because, as I say, in the grown-up videos I do, we talked a lot about all the different kinds of writer's block you can get, but I think those are the main 2, and they do affect you, and they affect me. And if I find that I'm stuck in my story, all I have to do is think, wait, hang on a minute, what does she want? And why doesn't she have it? And then I can go again, because I have to just refocus my mind and not be distracted by other ideas, because you have ideas all the time, and you might follow them. But it's okay, just go back again. So thank you very much for watching this video. On my website I have a whole page of creative writing for kids stuff, and I'm putting activities and games. There's a Pinterest board, there's a contact form. I might grow it and change it a bit and develop it and put some more stuff on there, because I've had a really good response to it. So I might try and build that up a bit more, and hopefully it'll keep being useful to you. I'm also on Facebook. It's Creative Writing for Kids with JJ Barnes. Come and share what you're doing with me over there. Post on that page and see what I'm posting, because there's all sorts of things going on, and it's awesome to share what our ideas are. So yeah, come find me there. Also, all my social medias and all my details are in the description below, so you can find me all over the place. And I'm always posting about writing, because stories are such an awesome, important part of my life. So yeah, come find me. And don't forget to subscribe to my video if you can, and put the little notifications thing on, because then you'll get a notification every time I put out a new video. And yeah, it helps me grow, and it's just really helpful for me. So thank you very much. I'll be back again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.